If you're watching this video, odds are we have a call booked together. And before we hop on that call, I just want to tell you a little bit more about myself and what I can do to help you. So I was able to achieve my dream physique in high school while working 30 hours a week, spending less than 7 hours a week in the gym. And the way that I was able to do that is by using macro manipulation and progressive overload. Now you might be asking, what's macro manipulation and what's progressive overload? Don't worry, I'm going to break that down in the call. And by using these two things, I was able to avoid wasting hours in the gym and hours cooking. I didn't have to deal with slow progress, and I wasn't being overwhelmed with useless information because there is so much information online nowadays that 95% of it is useless and doesn't benefit you in any way. And before I talk more about my journey, I just want to show you guys that right here are 6 clients that I've worked with right now. So when I started this journey, I was picked on, I was insecure, and I wasn't respected by anyone. I was actually picked on by everyone around me. I had no confidence whatsoever, and I hated what I saw in the mirror. So I knew it was time to make a change for myself. And that change for myself was to start going to the gym. And I made some progress at the start, but it wasn't a lot, but my confidence did start to go up a bit. And during this point, I had a little bit of knowledge on what I was doing, but for the most part, I really didn't know what I was doing at all. So between my starting point and here, I started to gain a bit of confidence. I actually got a girlfriend at one point. And I didn't know what I was doing with dieting wise. I started eating all the time, just trying to put on muscle, so I didn't care what I was eating. I was just making sure I was eating a lot of food, which led to me end up getting to 220 pounds, and it didn't look good. I was going out, drinking with my buddies. I wasn't taking care of myself whatsoever. And when I realized I needed to make a change was whenever I broke up with that girlfriend, because I was overweight, I wasn't happy with myself, I was going out, drinking, and it was best for both of us, don't get me wrong, no hate towards that person, but I needed to focus on myself, and this was the flip I needed switched for me. So this is a 1 to 2 months later after my downfall where I started using macro manipulation. I quit wasting my time in the gym, and I had someone in my corner helping me so I knew what I was doing properly and I could actually start to get in better shape. At this point in time, I was the busiest I'd ever been. I'd get off school, go to the gym, go to work. It was just a constant repeat. And on the weekends, it was usually me cooking my meals or at nighttime. And within 2 months, I lost 20 pounds, all because I started tracking my calories, using macro manipulation so I could still enjoy certain foods, and I stopped drinking. That was the biggest thing that probably helped with this, was the fact that I stopped drinking for a while so I could actually get my health right. 3 to 4 months later, I was looking better than I've ever looked in my life. I could start to see my abs, which is something that I never actually saw before. My whole face structure started to change, and honestly, my head shape started to change as well. And other people started to notice that I was improving, and that I was losing weight and looking better than ever. At this point, I was around 190 to 180 pounds. 6 months later, I looked like a different person, and I was a different person. I went from 220 pounds to 170 pounds. I had everything that I once wanted. I was confident. I had the body I dreamed of. And I was feeling and looking healthier than ever before. Every aspect of my life changed. And that includes how others were treating me. And the best part to top it all off, I was still eating certain foods that I enjoyed because I used macro manipulation. And since that transformation, I've learned how to properly lean bulk and cut down so I can actually stay relatively lean during my bulks and still enjoy foods I like. And all because I got in shape, I'm living my best life. My confidence is higher than ever. I've met new friends through the gym, and I've had new opportunities, all because I took control of my life and started going to the gym. I was able to transform my whole life around and still enjoy the foods that I like and not spend all my time in the gym purely because of macro manipulation and progressive overload. Now that I've done it for myself, I'm doing it for other people. As you could see beforehand, I've transformed other people already, helping them get the lifestyle that they want, while still enjoying the foods that they like and not spending hours on hours in the gym and cooking meals and all that stuff. Now, the truth that nobody is telling you is that you don't need to spend countless hours in the gym or sticking to some strict diet in order to look good and be in shape. You can spend the least amount of time possible in the gym and be eating foods you still enjoy while still making progress towards your dream body. Most men fail on this journey because they don't understand these simple things. One of them being how to log and track your calories. Now, you don't need to do this forever. I don't do this myself anymore, but that's because I can look at a meal now and have a rough idea on how many calories it is because I spent the time tracking my calories in the past so I could look at something and have a rough idea on how many calories it is. You don't need to be spending hours in the gym. All that you need is 40 to 60 minutes realistically. The reason why people take an hour and a half or 2 hours is because they're talking to people and they're not actually working out the way that they should be while they're in there. They're wasting their time. And like I said before, instead of sticking to some strict diet, you don't learn how to use macro manipulation because you're not going to stick to something that you don't enjoy. So at the end of the day, you need to figure out how to enjoy the foods that you still like while also making progress at the same time, which is what macro manipulation is all about. Most people, when they begin to lose weight, they instantly assume that they need to hop on a treadmill and go on it for hours and eat salads for all your meals, which is completely wrong. Every person is different and you need to know what's best for you. Losing weight and losing fat are two completely different things. And the problem with losing weight instead of fat is that you're not losing just fat, you're losing muscle at the same time, which isn't sustainable long term. Roughly 90% of people who lose weight gain it back within the same year because what they're doing isn't sustainable and isn't a long-term plan. Whenever people are trying to gain muscle, they make the mistake of assuming you need to eat as much as possible or only high protein foods, which is completely wrong. Like I did in the past, if you eat too much, that can lead to fat gain, which is what we're not looking for. And eating only high protein foods can lead to fat loss or no growth at all. It all comes down to what your calorie intake is, and it's different for every single person. Another way to look at bulking is that you're trying to lose weight, but it's reversed. Instead of eating in a calorie deficit, you eat slightly above your calories when hitting your macros. Instead of eating in a calorie deficit, you're going to eat slightly above your maintenance calories while still hitting your macros, and most importantly, hitting your protein goal, because if you aren't getting enough protein in, you're not going to build muscle. Another assumption people make is that they shouldn't do cardio, which is completely wrong. The cardio you're doing while bulking is only going to help minimize the amount of fat that you put on your journey to more muscle. Now, I have an opportunity for you, because you don't need some complex plan. You need a plan made for you and your goals and someone to hold you accountable and keep you on track. And that's what I'm willing to do for you. I have an opportunity for you. You don't need some complex plan. You need a plan that's made specifically for you and your goals and someone to help make sure that you stick to the plan and hold you accountable to make sure that you reach your goals and that you stay on track. If you fall into one of these categories, this opportunity isn't for you. If you aren't willing to put in the time and the months to actually develop your character and your physique because you aren't patient, then this isn't for you whatsoever. If we're 1 or 2 weeks in and you're not seeing results and you want to give up, I don't want to work with you because I don't want to work with quitters. I only want to work with people who want to transform their lives and prioritize fitness and their mentality. So if you are not ready to do that, this is not for you. You need to be willing to take criticism for You need to be willing to take criticism from someone who is where you want to be and not yourself who isn't. You need to be willing to take criticism, especially from someone who actually is where you want to be, because you aren't where you want to be yet, and that's why you're hopping on this call. So if you can't handle me telling you to do something and that you're doing something wrong, then this isn't for you. So if you want confidence that allows you to be proud of who you are and gets rid of all of your insecurities and allows you to do and be whoever you want in life, then this is for you. If you want to build a discipline in order to reach all of your goals when it comes to fitness, personal, and your career, this is for you. If you're sick and tired of putting in hours of work just to see little to no results, then this is for you, because we're going to put in less work and less time and you're still going to see even more results than you've seen before. If you're someone who sets a goal for yourself and you don't want to wait, you want to get it done right away and reach it as soon as possible, then this is for you. Because I don't want to work with people who just talk. I want to work with action takers. If you feel like you need guidance and direction in order for you to reach your goals in the quickest time possible, then this is for you. And if you're prepared and open to take advice from someone who's where you want to be and implement it, then this is also for you. If you've made it through this entire video, that means that you know more about me and you're actually prepared to take the next step necessary in order to reach your goals in the quickest time possible. Now you've seen that I've transformed my own life and you've seen that I've transformed other people's lives. So now you know for a fact that I can do it for you. And now the next step is to hop on this call together, figure out what your goals are, when you want to reach them, and how we're going to do it together. Now, if you've made it through this whole video and we don't have a call booked together, go into the description, hit that Calendly link, and book a call with me, because I know for a fact, if you made it through this whole video, you're prepared to take that next step, and I want to help you. But now that you know a little bit more about me and you know what I have to offer, let's hop on that call and see how I can help you reach your goal in the quickest time.